Is California going to fall in the ocean?
Well, Dennis, thank you for your call. Thank you for your question. No, California is not going to fall into the ocean. However, there is going to be a lot of activity that's going to go along the Cascade Range. And that's not surprising. That's where Mount Lassen, Mount Shasta, those old volcanic areas, they're really not so old. They will be active. And we can expect some earthquake activity to take place in the San Francisco Bay Area, along the San Andreas Fault up off Cape Mendocino. We can also expect to have some seismic activity that will take place in Southern California. But so far as falling off into the ocean, I didn't really see that. We should, if you're in California, be prepared to be able to take care of yourself for a period of time, though, because there is going to be an interruption of services. Make sure you have some food, make sure you have some water, make sure you have the ability to provide some power.
Edgar Casey thinks California is going to fall off into the ocean.
Well, George, it very well might. And I'm not saying that it won't, but what I have been privileged to see is that there's going to be a lot of changes. However, it's probably not within our lifetimes or even within the lifetimes of our children where there's actually going to be that separation take place to where we would say it would fall off into the ocean. There are going to be areas of California that will certainly be submerged. When you look at Southern California, that's all pretty much at sea level. It's not going to take much of a change to have some intrusion take place. But so far as it falling off, no.
All right, let's go to west of the Rockies. Robin in Oakland, California. Hi, Robin.
Yeah, good morning, good evening, wherever you may be.
That's true.
Thank you so much for taking my call. Richard, I've had visions all my life, and there are two questions I have to ask you as to whether or not the skulls show any reality to them. One of them is that the sun rose from the west, and then in a separate vision, the sun rose from the west, set, and then rose again from the west. That's one question, is do the skulls show that? The other one is when you speak of the reptilian people, are these individuals actually currently among us looking like real people?
Robin, thank you for the questions. And number one, no, the sun will not be rising in the west. Okay. That I can tell you for sure. That's not going to occur. Now, in regards to the reptilians, are they among us and do they have humanoid features? The answer is yes. There are those among us that are of the reptilian genetic strain that do look very, very similar, not exactly, but similar enough to the rest of us to certainly be able to pass. And it's not their appearance so much, it is their perspective of how one lives their life that makes them so different and actually threatening to us. That's what we have to be aware of.
Well, every once in a while I've caught someone just, in passing and their eyes have turned, and just as the eyes turn.
Yeah, there is a difference. There's actually a difference in the pupil dilation.
Yeah.
There will be a difference in the iris. There will be a difference in the color. I think from an appearance point of view, that's probably just about it, though.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
David Icke used to talk a lot about reptilians. He doesn't anymore, but he's convinced that the Illuminati or these people at the top are all from a reptilian bloodline.
George, I don't think all of them are. I do think that the reptilians are certainly well represented and at some of the top, but there's also those at the top that do have our best interests at heart. We have to recognize who they are, and those are the ones that we should cast our votes for. Those are the ones that we should give our support to. When somebody is working in your favor, recognize that, and that's what we should do as a society, is recognize those that are for our benefit, that are for our best future. That's who we should give our support to. And I'm not talking party politics here. We have good people in all parties. We also have those in all parties that are not necessarily in our favor. The reptilians, I can tell you, wherever they are, they do not have our best interests at heart, and they have certainly made their presence known, and their influence does come down from some real high orders of privilege.
Let's go to our wild card line. We've got John in Ontario. You're on the line. Hi, John.
Hello. This is John from London, Ontario, Canada.
Yes, sir.
Thank you a lot, George Nuri, for Coast to Coast University.
Yeah.
I have two questions. One, I'd like to know more about the water purification technology that Richard has, because in partake to the radiation that could possibly be in water, and how to access that type of technology or more information about it. And also, second question about Planet X. What does the Crystal Skull mention about the gargoyles, as Red Elk says, from Planet X? Do they mention anything about that?
Okay, so far as the water purification technology is concerned, there are ways utilizing organometallic chemistry where you can take heavy metals, for example, to their highest oxidative state, and then cause them to come basically out of solution so that they can then be filtered. You can also use electrochemistry to put things into a state where they can be filtered. And I'm sorry, now what was the second part of the question? Planet X, okay.
Those aliens are apparently from Planet X. They're also known as Anunnaki.
Yes, I don't know about them specifically. However, the information that we did glean from the skull regarding other planets that are in a orbit around our sun, yes. We are going to be, in fact, we are already being influenced by a rather large planet. Now, as to when it's going to actually enter our solar system, what impact, what effect that will have, I've been told that it will occur. It will occur within our lifetimes. Its influence is probably not going to be as catastrophic as some would like to, or as some believe.
Okay, let's go next. First-time caller line. You're up with us. Hey, Rick in Delaware.
How you doing, Rick from Wilmington, Delaware?
Sure thing.
I just wanted to. I'm being frustrated a lot lately because I've been getting like information and an understanding of things that I've never studied or anything like that, and I can't articulate it or explain it to anybody. But then I listen to your show, and everything you're saying, it came to me like weeks ago before I listened to the show, like the pyramids, how there's no death. Life is a cycle that keeps going around and around. Things that we're fascinated with, such as different planets. We were fascinated by it because we actually occupied them at one time. But it's like we don't have, in this dimension, we can't have a complete understanding or the information to say if it's true or false before we actually do it. It's like if it wasn't for unproven facts, we wouldn't have any ambition to keep going. And also, the thing that's built into us, no matter what we think about or how much we believe that there is no death and things are better when you die, when you go into each different dimension, the thing that was instilled in us is survival at all costs. And to me, the universe is like a scale. If everybody knew that it was a better place and everybody committed suicide, it would offset the balance of the universe. So that's how we die as it comes, gradually and, periodically rather than all at once, because if we did that, the universe as a scale, the weight would go down as you could measure it, if you know what I'm saying, and it would offset the balance of the universe, if you know what I'm saying. So it's instilled in us, no matter what we believe in, we would not take our own life. Survival at all costs. Even animals do that at all costs. And that's one thing that our higher